Welcome back to the paint booth, and we're going to get started on the... Oh, sorry, a little shaky there. We're going to get started on the third part of this Custodes commission, which is dealing with the Alarus Custodians. Here, let me... Might be a little bit better. There we go. So these guys... They're basically they're like the Terminators of the Adeptuscustodes, which for anybody who's familiar with what Space Marines are, Terminators are basically just the same as the normal guys, but they're much bigger and bulkier, and they teleport in, and that's basically what these guys do. It's the same concept. They're just bigger. And as you can see, they got the big axes. It's a little bit blurry. There we go. Let it focus in a bit. So this model is just gold primed, like the other ones. And I have, as you can see, 3 of them. Now, just like the other guys in this commission, we're going to start off by using Seraphim Sepia, if it ever gets into focus. There we go. Seraphim Sepia Shade to go over all the gold armor to give it the base look. I'll set these guys aside. Go ahead and get this guy loaded up, and let's get started. Right, so as usual, we've done the base coat, or we fixed up the base of these guys' armors, and of course we gotta let that dry, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, the nice thing about these Alarus models is, for some reason, when I got them, the bases were pretty much already done, save for this one guy. So, now they are slightly different from the instructions that I got. Whatever, that's not my problem. This one I am going to do up the same as the other bases, and so to that end, I'm probably just going to... Well, I'm going to skip the base for now. I already went ahead and did the brown. Now, for these guys, obviously, same color scheme and everything. And you'll notice that the red parts, you know, they do have the plumes. Nice big plume. And then they have the this waist cape that they have on them. And I'm actually going to be doing the reds first on these guys because, as you can see, well, not on this guy so much, but on some of these other ones, you'll notice that there's some tassels on the back of the capes, and I actually want to do those after I've already done the complete red treatment. So I'm just not even going to worry about the brown on these guys yet. We'll get to that later. I'm going to go ahead and do the basic reds first. Alright, so just like the rest of this commission, it is now time to add some details onto the red portions of our Alarus Terminators. So again, that's going to be the plumes on top of their suits, and of course their waist capes. Now, I've already explained the process on the previous video and the other video before that of this commission, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So, as you can see, these guys are coming along pretty nicely. Got a little bit of orange detail in there, and the reds. And all that's really left are the real defining features, or the smaller features, I guess. It's going to be the weapons and the gemstones on all their armor. And here we are again. Guns, 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 and blades. So, just like before, the Alarus Custodes also have these nice big gun axes with a little bit more flair on them. But one thing that these guys have that the others don't have is they also have these grenade launchers on their left arms, which, just like the gun bodies on the axes, those are also going to be painted silver. So, once again, away we go. Alright, so our Alarus boys are just about finished. I've only really got a couple things left, but for now we're going to take care of, as previously, the gems and the blades. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. You already know the colors that are... Actually, I'll put these guys over here. You already know the process for this and the colors being used. So, again, we're going to go ahead and start with our heavy blue. We'll put it right there. And we're going to start in on the gems. Now, these guys have quite a bit of gems, actually, because they are the elite of the elite, best of the best. So they got all the flashy bits, so to speak. So to start out with, we got some gems here. Some on the shins. Got one right in the middle of the helmet. And I'm also realizing that there's a couple spots that I'm going to have to go back to. I probably should have taken care of the browns first, but whatever. We'll get to everything in its time. So I'm saying a lot more gems. Got some on the wrist and the elbows. Okay. I believe, here we go. Alright, one set of gems down. Put him down there. And the next guy. Got that one in the back and the hips. And, oh, yep, I can still see this one in the elbow, so gotta hit that. And only one on the waist there. Surprise. Fortunately, these guys don't actually have any gems on the breastplate, but they do have that nice big eagle motif going on. I don't know if you can kind of see there. Yeah, there you go. So, they're beautiful in their own way, is the point I'm trying to make. But that is, yep. Number 2 gems done. Last but not least, our third guy with his own gems. So it's the waist, bit of elbows, and again, I'm sorry you can't really, the model's kind of hiding what I'm doing a bit at this angle, but I'm trying, you know. Fortunately, this part's rather easy to do. And I would say important to do, because it really, dealing with the small one thing that really annoys me whenever I'm playing the actual game is a lot of times people don't really get into the small details. So in the tournament scene that I play in, there's a 3-color minimum standard for models, but I mean that includes base primer, you know. So you'll see a lot of guys that, you know, they just have like black and then one color and then like a highlight somewhere, and that counts. But around here we do more than that. So that is gems done on these three guys. And now we're going to go in and start working on the blades, or the axe heads. So once again, starting off with our dark blue and adding some life into the axe heads. Alright, I put that one on a little bit strong, but it's fine. As you can see, there is our black and blue axe head. And now on to the quote-unquote underside, which is really only an underside because of the way it's being held. Okay. So that's good for this guy. Number 2, same thing. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Nice little pirouette. Yep, so that's, again, the same deal going on with the axe head. Got a nice blue interior shading. I guess I don't want to say highlights because highlights are the it's actually what the next color is about, not so much this one. So we won't get too crazy since you can't really see the underside as much. But that'll do it for number 2. And now number 3. So get that there. All right. Outside. And now inside. Just have to bear with me. You won't really be able to see what I'm doing on this one, but it doesn't really matter because it's the same as the outside. So, got the dark blues on there. And now we're going to go ahead and, like the rest of the models before, finish off with our light blue highlights. And again, that is our deep sky blue color. If it ever goes into focus, there we go. Deep sky blue. Let's load this first guy back up. And here we go. Again, just starting really on the edges here. Yeah. And trying to focus mainly on the blade portion of the axe head, and only really getting a little bit of highlight into the body, so that our light blue is really mostly just down on the again, the blade part. So that's good for that side. And now on the other side, we do exactly the same thing. I don't really have to be quite as diligent since, again, it's not as visible. So There we go. That is one axe boy. Axe head finished. Number 2. So again, starting with the outside. So mainly just the edges, or the blade portion, and then a little bit of the top edge. And then just getting a little bit of the detail of the design on the axe head here. So, second edge done. Or at least the outside of the second edge. And again, the inside. And one thing also interesting with these models is, unlike the Custodes Guard and the Wardens, these guys only come in a 3-pack. So they actually have even less variation to their poses. As you can see, all of them are holding their weapons down at a resting pose. But like all the rest of them, they do come with... You can equip one of these guys with a standard as well, which he holds upright, but we do not have any of those in this commission. Instead, they just had the Warden model, standard bearer. Which is fine, it's just less for me to worry about. And that way I can just focus on these lovely, happy axe heads. So, there's our outside edge. And I'll just get some on the tip here mostly. And that is our finished axe heads on our Alarus Custodes. Okay, so we are on the home stretch with our Alarus Custodes. Yeah, we just have a few details left, a couple of details. As you remember, one thing that I did not do with these guys that I did with the other models is use our browns. And the reason I did that is because, especially on the back capes, you can see that they got some tassels over the capes, and I obviously didn't want to attempt to paint those and then do the red capes after that. So I decided to wait. And then, so yeah, the tassels need to be painted brown. The handles on their knives that they get holstered back here are going to be brown. Then they also have some smaller ribbons hanging off the shoulder pads, and finally this whole regalia that they have hanging off of their waist. So we're going to paint those up brown, and then we're also going to do the red dry brushing treatment to get that nice reddish leather look. And I'm just going to go ahead and do all of that and let you guys watch and enjoy. sections done. And it turns out I may have lied because as you'll see on the front, the tassels on the front, there's some gems down at the bottom which I conveniently forgot about. So we're going to go ahead and take care of those right now. And what that consists of is we need to put some silver, again, around, let's try, yes. We need to put some silver around the gem holders, and then, of course, the blue into the gems themselves. So, here we go. I will start with the silver. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be a long process. I think I can actually do this without having to do more than one coat. Let's find out. So yeah, it's just these guys down here at the bottom. Just paint them up real quick. There we go. Got a little bit of silver going on down there. Let this guy dry for a second for the next one, and then we'll get the blue on after I go through each one of these guys. Oh, plenty of silver, 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 silver. As much as I like a model with a decent amount of detail, they do get kind of exhausting from time to time, especially in a situation like this where you just forget stuff. So, but that's also why we go back and double check our work. Especially in this case where I'm doing the work for somebody else. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Hope that wasn't too loud. Okay. So, come back to this guy. And we're going to go back in with our heavy blue. And let's just go ahead and dab some color into these gems. And there you can see we got the gems on the bottom of the loin cloth. No, that's not the right word for it. Just more tassels. That's all it is. So that is one fully finished Alarus Custodes. That is a happy, thick boy. Let's get these other two done. You know what, I'll just forget about the handle for now, since this will be a very, very quick fix. Alright. Number 2. And last, but not least, number 3. So, there you have it. That is our, let me get a little bit closer. Come on, focus. That's a little overexposed, but there we go. Alarus Custodes, all finished. So again, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, like, review, leave a comment. Check out my previous videos. Stay tuned for future videos. And if you want something different, check out my podcast, Jankety Ass Podcast, also available here on YouTube and anywhere you get podcasts. Once again, thanks for watching.